We have Tony Nichols, co-founder of Great Ideas, who has over 35 years of experience solving issues in enterprise architecture for many organizations, some of the largest in the world. Tony, welcome. What do you see as the issues in today's enterprise architecture?
For the most part, they're overcomplex. We see lots of applications and technologies, and they encapsulate lots of data silos and require a complex data migration and synchronization framework. This makes them vulnerable to attack, and they are also unsustainable. It's hard to get enough people to support them properly. The ultimate problem I see is that we hard-coded the user experience CRUD in applications, and this sets the scope of the applications and the data it maintains in stone, making it hard to change. So as enterprises grow, the various applications become more fragmented and provide overlapping functionality. For example, we could have several CRM applications within our organization, each of which has slightly different functionality and overlapping customer data.
So, how can we reframe enterprise architecture to solve these issues?
So our basic premise is that users don't care about technology or applications. They just want secure access to data and business functionality. We need to find a way to virtualize the CRUD functionality. That is, to stop hard coding the user experience in our applications. To do this, we only need to add three simple components to our existing enterprise architecture. Firstly, we need to add agnostic data storage that enables us to securely store any type of record data at the framework level. This will consolidate all data, eliminating silos and the need for migration and synchronization. Everybody gets to see the latest version of every record they have access to. Secondly, we need to add a UX creator tool that non-technical people can use to configure any user experience without creating any CRUD code. Finally, we need to add a set of dynamic page builders that can render any user experience on any client device based only on the configured user experience, the role of the current user, and the content of the data to be displayed.
Okay, and how will implementing these changes make a difference?
So as we virtualize the applications, we can remove them from the enterprise architecture. This is going to significantly reduce the complexity of the overall architecture and reduce the number of technologies that we have in use. Ultimately, this makes it much more sustainable. And consolidating the data into the framework makes it much easier to secure that data. Overall, this will reduce the costs and risks both in IT and across the business operations. What we will get is true business agility as we have removed the hard-coded application scope, and this will make it faster to configure new functionality.
So, how do we get started and what does that look like?
So the first thing to emphasize is that we're building on and not replacing your existing enterprise architecture. We're suggesting that you deploy new framework capabilities and then validate it with an initial project to virtualize some functionality. So instead of rewriting your next application, you virtualize its functionality. The idea being that each functionality virtualization project should be faster, cheaper, and a lower risk compared to rewriting that application. And this should accelerate as more of your functionality is virtualized. At Great Ideas, we have the tools, services, and support to help you do this and get started with your first projects.
Awesome, Tony.